Hey everyone, welcome to Comic Conversation. We're on Christmas break. I mean, eggnog, Christmas trees. It's insane. But
I don't celebrate Christmas.
You don't?
I do.
Okay. Man, we gotta talk about that later. But we're here still bringing you the best content possible. Now we're gonna be talking about how we got into comic books. John, you first. How did you get into comic books?
It was weird for me because when I first got into comic books, initially I didn't know a whole lot. I just had some friends who knew comic books. I never really knew too much about it, and then I started playing Batman Arkham Asylum, and that's sort of where I first got into comic books, and sort of where I found my footing. And I was like, hey, I kind of like this Batman guy. He's pretty cool. And I started checking out more stuff. So Batman was kind of my conduit into the rest of the world because I knew who Batman was beforehand, and I knew like, oh yeah, he's a superhero. And I realized the more I checked out his stories, the more I saw him doing things with other characters. I was like, oh, who's this Robin guy? Oh, now he's Nightwing. And then who's this guy? Oh, he's Red Hood. And Red Hood goes off and he does Red Hood and the Outlaws. So basically, Batman kind of shaped my whole thing because I love heroes who don't have powers, and that's kind of probably because I started with Batman. So that's sort of where I got into it from the video games, and it just kind of spiraled up from there into everything.
Yeah, for me, it's a perfect segue. Batman got me into comic books as well. I was always been into like different types of lore. So Star Wars was my big in as a kid, and I really like Star Wars, and I really like Power Rangers and those kinds of things. But my friend was a really big Batman fan. He's like, hey, did you read Scott Snyder's Court of Owls? And I was like, no. He's like, you need to read it. I'm like, okay. So he gave me the book, and I read it, and I was like, oh my God, like this is like deep. There's themes here. There's like more than just like kids reading about a bunch of superheroes punching each other and those kinds of things. So Scott Snyder's Court of Owls, and then I just wanted to know more and more. I went into the Wikipedia and I wanted to know more, and then I became a Wikipedia myself. And I was like, whoa, I didn't expect that to happen. But Scott Snyder's Court of Owls is what specifically got me into comic books. What about you, Ashley?
Okay, so my segue into comic books was really weird because growing up, I had a lot of uncles and my brothers, so I was pretty much into, you can name it, Pokemon, Sailor Moon, all the things that young girls probably shouldn't be into. And then all my uncles collected comic books growing up, and I love to read. And then one day for my birthday, not an uncle, but a friend of my mom's was like, here, you're gonna like these one day. And I was like, what is this? First ever comic, Elektra. Believe it or not. So Elektra was actually the golden gal that got me into comics because I read it and I was like, wow, I didn't know at a young age. I didn't know that a woman can be so powerful, and she kicks butt. So then after Elektra, I got into Daredevil, and then if you guys watch the new season of Daredevil on Netflix, Elektra's there, and she's so awesome. And I thought she was like so cool. And I was like, I kind of want to read more into this. So I kind of got into the women before I got into like the men of comic books.
Sure.
And I have to honestly say, I don't think Elektra's my favorite anymore, but she definitely opened up like a new world to me. And then after that, I met somebody who just only broadened my horizon of comics. And then I met you losers, and now I'm all about comics all the time. So it's super awesome.
Those are our favorite or how we got into comic books. How'd you get into comic books, if you did at all? Maybe Comic Conversation got you into comic books. I hope so.
Would that be?
Huh?
How amazing would that be
would
if we
be
get
really
people
cool.
into comic books?
Yeah.
We're their Batman or Elektra.
What if they send us letters
They're like
hey.
handwritten, like, hey, you meant a lot in my life. I was in a bad spot, but Comic Conversation brought me through.
That'd be kind of weird, because how'd they get my address to send me that letter?
Yeah. Okay.
Don't send us handwritten letters.
Don't tell us your address in the comments down below. Please like and subscribe. We really appreciate each and every one of you. Have a wonderful day and a wonderful Christmas.
Have a nice Christmas. Yeah.
Merry Christmas.